summer we met, I could tell by your smile you hadn't been with a good girl like me in a while.
Good afternoon, good morning. Welcome back to yet another episode of my channel. Today, before that, I just want to thank you for making time to watch my YouTube channel, and I really appreciate it. I mean, if you haven't subscribed, please do. Just pause the video you're watching, go beneath it and hit on the subscribe button. Do that for me, and share it with your friends. I mean, it's very important. Today I'm going to talk about the 2020 media budget review, and I'm going to discuss only two highlights of the budget, which have to do with the unemployment insurance scheme or the unemployment benefits and the 100 billion Ghana cedi care program. Okay, now in USA, on the 27th of
I feel tight in my chest. Can't handle
in USA on the 27th of March 2020, as a result of the impact of COVID-19, right? The Congress in USA actually passed an act called CARE, right? And the CARE simply means Coronavirus Aid, Relief and Economic Support Act, okay? And just yesterday, our finance minister also presented a budget and saying that government has launched 100 billion Ghana cedi care program, right? But our care is different. Our care actually stands for Coronavirus Alleviation, Revitalization, Enterprise Support. I love this. Okay, but the difference is that the care in USA is a law, but the care in Ghana is just a program. I don't know to pass it into an act. Okay, now the difference between initiatives and acts is that once it has been passed into an act, it is going to happen, and if it doesn't happen, government can legally be questioned. Okay, so if you want to see commitment from the government of the day with regard to its promises and initiative or special programs, sometimes we need them to be passed into an act, right? And that gives us a 90% assurance that it's going to happen, okay? Because the law is even going to guide to discuss the detail of it. They are here to present the detail of the 100 billion Ghana care program, okay? So I'll hold on it and see how it goes. But I hope and I pray that the entrepreneurial ecosystem will have its share, okay, in a manner that will have fast and direct economic impact on small businesses in Ghana, not just handouts. We want programs that will have a reflection and impact on small businesses, and we must begin to actually advocate for those things. I mean, and that's what I'm very much interested in. And just to make my conversation very short, right? Let's talk about the unemployment insurance scheme, right? It's a very laudable idea, but we have been here before. Okay, there have been so many promises by our politicians, not just this government, but we never saw it happen. Okay. But again, the unemployment insurance scheme or unemployment benefit is been done in other developed countries. USA is a good example. Okay, in USA, an unemployed person who is eligible for this unemployment benefit are workers who have lost their job. And they lost their job not because of their own faults, probably because of maybe a pandemic or because of certain incidents that have to happen. Do you understand? So, and the under their law, it is a law, right? So they call it the FUTA law, the Federal Unemployment Tax Act. They actually make provision for it. So in other words, the unemployment insurance scheme in USA is backed by a law, by a tax law called the FUTA, which is the Federal Unemployment Tax Act. Okay, so in that law, what it simply means is that the law is taxing companies to support the unemployment, right? So it's simple. They tax to support the unemployed. Okay, the unemployed in this space or in this bracket simply means workers who have lost their job. And in their act, they provide stipend for close to 6 to 7 months, 26 weeks. Okay, and after the 26 weeks, right, if you still haven't gotten a job and there is availability of fund, they give you an extra 3 weeks, extra three months, okay, or 3 to 4 months to look for a job. So we have to look at how we're going to fund the unemployment insurance scheme in Ghana. Okay, and to me it is possible, we can do it, right? But this is my question. I just want you to ask this question, or ask yourself this question: if it is possible for us to actually launch an unemployment benefit for the unemployed people, then it's possible for us to enact a startup act that also release stipend for the startups to support them, to promote them. And that's what I've been saying, and that's what I'm going to discuss with you in the next episode of this video. If it is possible for us to implement such a scheme to support the unemployed, then it is far enough possibility for us to enact a law, the Ghana Startup Act, which will also include providing stipend for the startup. Yeah. But I'm also asking the deeper question. We have to be considered. The startup entrepreneurial ecosystem need a legal commitment, legal framework, which will also include unemployed who are for the unemployment scheme. That is fine. Now, I am still on stipend for startups. Stipend for startup. We, the startups, also need a stipend. We can fund this by allocating 0.5% of the petroleum fund. It is possible. We can also actually create an extra. If you do, you can do it that way. You can decide to give an extra tax gap to all oil companies, for instance. So you say if the companies are paying 25% corporate tax, we can say 26% corporate tax. The extra 1% corporate tax that has been added will go a longer way in contributing to the Ghana Startup Fund, or the Ghana Startup Act Fund, where we will use it to pay stipend to startups that are employing people within the lower bracket of our economy. It is very important. Everything is possible.